It's time for Rabbi Minkowicz's Weekly Torah Lesson, a place where life's most difficult questions are answered. Here with his spiritual perspective and insight, Rabbi Minkowicz.
Welcome to this week's Torah lesson. This week's Torah portion is Parsha Naso. The question of the week is, how can we remain positive? So in this week's Torah portion, Parsha Naso, the Torah counts the families of the Kohanim, Gershon, Kahas, and Merari. And what's interesting is, the Torah begins that God says, count the family of Gershon, and it says, Gam Haim, also them. So the question is asked, what do you mean also them? So Rashi right away explains, just like you counted the family of Kahas. In other words, Kahas was already counted, and we're counting Gershon the same way you counted the family of Kahas. So the Rebbe asks a question, Kahas is younger than Gershon. Shouldn't Gershon be counted first? And obviously the Torah counts Kahas first. What is the reason? The Rebbe explains like this. What is Gershon spiritually? Gershon comes from Gorish, to send away. What does that mean? Working away with the evil and pushing away the evil to have a clean, holy space. What is Kahas spiritually? It's to gather. So in other words, Gershon in the Kabbalistic world is called Sur Meirah, going away from evil. And Kahas is the avoda of Asay Tov, bringing in light and doing mitzvot. Now normally, the approach is, if you have a dirty room, you got to clean it up and then you bring in the nice furniture. So the same thing also spiritually. First you go away from evil and then you bring in positivity. And that is the normal approach. And that is why Gershon happens to be older than Kahas. Because first you have Gershon, you get rid of the evil, and then Kahas, you bring in the positive light. But what happens is, if that remains that way, we can think, because Gershon is first, the priority is to focus on going away from evil. And what happens is you never get busy doing good. So therefore the Torah says, even though the normal avoda, the normal service is Gershon is older, that means you have to clean up and then bring in the light, Sur Meirah ve'asei tov, but you have to always remember and stay focused. That who did the Torah count first? Kahas. To remind you that even though Gershon is older, and even though normally you have to get rid of the evil, you have to deal with the negativity, but our job is to focus on the positivity and focus on our mission of bringing light into the world, and that is what Kahas resembles, and that's why when Gershon is counted, he's counted just like Kahas to remind us what is the important factor. So to answer the question, how do we remain focused on being positive? Think about the way the Torah counts the priests. Kahas is counted first because God wants us to focus on positivity. This week's Torah lesson is dedicated to the memory of Baruch ben Aryeh Leib and Shlomo Ben Yosef. May their souls be elevated by the Torah we're studying in their memory. I'd like to wish a special mazel tov to our daughter Zeldi on her engagement to Nachmi Rosenberg. Thanks so much for joining us for our weekly Torah lesson. For additional classes at Chabad or any other information, please see our website.